From Northwest High School, the students of broadcasting bring you this episode of Mountie Nation Station. First up, we have Snowfest games with Bailey, Dakota, Abby, and Mallory.
I'm sad it was my last games assembly.
Well, I still got one more year.
Oh, you're lucky, Zach. I love that it brings us together as a family.
Fun. I mean, it just was kind of scary having people just run at you, but yeah, it was cool.
The ice relay was very fun. I fell off the scooter a couple times, but I still had a blast.
The donut eating contest was really fun, and I really enjoyed it, but afterwards I was really full, but I think I would do it again.
The Northwest High School Snowfest Games Assembly was amazing. It showed that, even though we're just a school, we can come together and have a lot of fun and be together as a community.
Then after that, we have Sports Talk with myself, Dakota, and Bailey.
Zach, did you know that our girls' basketball team is rated 3rd in the state from the coaches and the MIPAs?
Wow, they're doing really great this year.
They're awesome.
Welcome back, Northwest, to another episode of Mountie Sports. As always, I'm Zachary Summer.
And I'm Dakota Hitt. Varsity Wrestling traveled to Hastings on Wednesday, beating Marshall 56-12 and losing to Coldwater 18-38.
Coldwater is a really tough team. A lot of big guys.
They proved it. On Saturday, the team traveled to Hudson to compete in the Super 16 tournament. They finished 7th out of 31 teams. Tanner Beach got his 100th win.
Well, congrats to him. That's a big milestone.
Varsity Wrestling's next match will be the 24th at Western.
On January 17th, varsity hockey traveled to Pinckney, beating them 11-3, with our very own Dakota Hitt getting 4 goals and an assist, with Kyle Reisinger getting a goal and 3 assists, and Chris Martin having 2 goals and 1 assist.
We mercied that team, which means we had 8 goals before the end of the game, so we got to finish the game a little bit early there.
Then on Saturday, January 20th, the varsity hockey team, in front of a huge crowd, about 3,000 people, went up against Lumen, beating them 7-1.
That was a big game. We had about 5 goals in the span of 4 minutes, which was very big.
Yeah, I watched that game myself. That was a great game. The next varsity hockey game is going to be away at Grand Ledge on January 24th.
Then girls basketball had a big road win against Penfield, 63-45. Sydney Schaefer had 17 points, followed by Elle Bontrager with 13.
Well, good job.
Then the girls hosted Western Friday the 19th and had a big blowout win, 60-21.
Wow, that's a huge win against a rival like that.
Big I-8 win. Next girls basketball game will be a makeup game against Marshall on Monday. Also, Taryn Hendershot got Student Scholar Athlete of the Week for JTV.
Well, congrats to her. On Tuesday, January 16th, boys varsity basketball lost a big game against Penfield, 72-51. They fell behind early, couldn't make it back up. Gibson Waite had 13 points and AJ Butler had 11.
That's too bad they couldn't fight their way back.
Seemed like they might have tried to pull off a little bit of comeback at the end, but in the fourth quarter, Penfield just pulled away again.
They just got down too early.
Then on January 19th, the boys varsity basketball team lost to Western 59-47. Anthony Cole had 17 points and Gibson Waite had 15.
Pretty close game for a rivalry game.
Yeah, and they fell behind early, just couldn't make things up. They started making a comeback, but just mistakes just cost them.
Yep.
The next game for the boys team is going to be a makeup game against Marshall at Marshall on Monday, January 22nd.
Varsity Cheer traveled to Michigan Center and finished second in the Michigan Center Invitational with a score of 545.
Oh, they did really good.
Their next meet will be the I-8 Jamboree here at Northwest on Wednesday, January 24th.
Hope to see you there. Both the boys and girls bowling teams for Northwest are in action on Friday, January 19th. Boys beat Marshall 30-0, while the girls tied Marshall 15-15. The next match for the bowling teams are going to be at Penfield on January 23rd.
That's it for your Mountie Sports. As always, I'm Dakota.
And I'm Zachary. We'll see you next time.
Follow that, we have a robotics teacher from Dakota and Bailey.
I'm on the robotics team, and it's a lot of fun. We have to build a robot that can do a certain amount of tasks, certain tasks, in 42 days. It's quite the challenge.
You guys should be proud of yourself. That sounds really challenging.
It's a lot of fun.
Hello, I'm Coach Warnick, and I am the coach of the FRC team at the high school here, along with Mr. Rosner and Mrs. Vandy, and I'm excited to be here. This year's game is all about these cubes. Basically, our job is to get these cubes onto switches, passed out to our team for a vault. The theme of the game is based around the old arcade games. So basically, we're trying to beat a boss at the end. There's a climbing element at the very end. And so we're designing a robot that'll be able to pick these up, maneuver around as fast as we can, and get these dropped into switches so we can outcompete the other teams with our alliance.
It is lots of fun. We get to build machines, we get to look at how different machines work, electronics, programming. We also do stuff with graphics, making t-shirts, doing design work on that end. We meet Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We meet in the manufacturing room over here. We also go to Mr. Warnick's, which is in the alternative school. He's the head coach for the program at the high school. And then Mrs. Mandy Bogart is also a coach with us. And she and I do the middle school program together as coaches. It's a good time. Come on out. You'll have fun.
We have the lowdown on Mountie Town by our own staff member, Logan Young.
He makes some really good how-to videos. And then after that, we have Around Northwest with Connor. where this week is the JV boys basketball hype video.
Did you know they have a winning record?
Oh, they're doing really good this year.
Yeah, they should be proud of themselves.
My name is Logan Young. I'm a senior at Northwest. I live with my parents. They are still married. My mom, Mickey, my dad, Christopher, and I have an older brother, Trevor. He is 6 years older than I am, and he also has a kid, so I am an uncle. It's the greatest feeling in the world, his name is Lincoln. My parents, their jobs, my mom cuts hair, and my dad is maintenance here at Northwest. I play baseball. I've been playing for about 15 years now. I've been playing travel ball since maybe I was 11 years old, and I played travel ball every summer after high school ball or anytime in the summer. My favorite memory for high school baseball would probably be my freshman year when we played Marshall and had a rain delay. And we had like a little war or whatever, bombs or grenades, or the grenades were baseballs and stuff like that. That's pretty fun. With travel ball, I think my favorite memory is going to Bowling Green University and seeing about 4 dozen coaches there, and there were a lot of recruitments going on. I ended up hitting a home run, and yeah, that was a great feeling. Person who influenced me the most is probably my brother. He was kind of mean to me when I was younger. He would kind of bully me in the house, but as I got older, me getting used to being bullied all the time and kind of teaching me to toughen up. And keep in mind, he's 6 years older than I am, and we're in the backyard playing catch with baseball, and he would throw it as hard as he could at me, and I'd scream bloody murder because I thought it was going to hurt me. And I had to stop it, and if I didn't, he'd yell at me for not catching it. So he definitely plays a big role in my life. He always pushed me to be the best. He made some choices he was not supposed to, and he made sure I didn't fall down that path. And I don't think I'd be where I am today without my brother.
My name is Logan Young, and that's all about my life.
This is Northwest Basketball.
Now from Kelsey, we have Teacher Talents with Mr. Newsom.
I loved his class, and you're going to enjoy this video.
He's really funny, and he makes everything so easy to learn.
My favorite part about football is the team aspect of it. It's the one sport where one athlete cannot win a game for a team. If you look at other sports, if you have a really good pitcher, they pitch a perfect game, and you score one run, you win. If you have a really good basketball player, they can carry a team. But football, you can have a really good player, and if you don't have a good team around them, it just doesn't work out. So it's I think it's the one sport that's really a true team sport where one person cannot do it. I was the youngest. I have an older brother, and my father loved football as well. And it just started with every Sunday we'd watch the Lions, and then we'd watch State on Saturdays, Michigan State. And it was just, my dad's favorite team was the Steelers, and for some reason my brother's favorite team of mine were the Lions, and it was just kind of family bonding. My dad would work 80 hours a week sometimes, so the fact that he came home, or he was home on the weekends, and he was able to watch the game with us, most of the time he just looked at the recliner. But it was like, for us, it was spending time with our dad. So this, I guess, I love the game because it brought us closer. For me, first and foremost, it taught me to work with others, because again, it's a team sport. Beyond that, it was just, getting up and moving, exercising. And the biggest part for me would have to be, it brought my family closer together. As I got into high school, my dad lost his job, and he was not the nicest person to be around all the time. He was really hard on us growing up, especially my brother and I. My sister wasn't as hard on, but after every game, my dad, when he was in high school, had a chance to be a Division I football player. And after every game, he would tell my brother and I, "You're good, but you're not as good as I was." And we'd always have to live with that. And we understood after every game that's what it's getting. No matter how well we played, that's what we would get from our dad. And after my last home football game, my dad and I had butted heads quite a bit that year. And I didn't want to leave the field, and I was crying. I started to hyperventilate on the field by myself, and my dad was the one that came out there and put his hand on my back and talked to me. And for the first time in my life, he told me he was proud of me. And before he died, there was only 2 times in my life he had ever told me he was proud of me, and that was one of them. That was the first time. So it impacted me by showing how much football can bring people together, and how it can bring a family together who may not even participate in the game together, but as like a coach, you are a father figure to a lot of kids and a friend to a lot of kids that they may not necessarily have otherwise.
That's it this week, Mounties. As always, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Zachary.
And this is your Mountie Nation Station.